also run risks doing that. So I got lucky. It says I am at the Lake Monroe something preserve, wildlife preserve. And they have primitive camping here. It doesn't look like they require payment or anything else like that. I haven't seen anything. And if they did, then I'll be more than happy to pay them for it. So, I don't even think anybody's going to come out here and check until tomorrow or the next day or something like that. Probably because they're not even expecting anybody to be here. So I might have a free camping spot tonight. I might have to pay $5. I don't know. If they want the money, I'll pay them. That's not the deal. It's just I needed a place to sleep. And I got here at about 2:30, almost 3. So I rode for a total of 3 hours, and I took about 2 hours worth of breaks. Something around there. Maybe I rode for 4 hours. Yeah, because in order to make 30 miles, I got to ride at least 4 hours because I was doing about 8 miles an hour. So one of the things that was said down in the comments in my last video is you'd like to hear stories, things that I observe. And so one thing that really got me is you realize that these hotel rooms, they've always charged deposits, but they're actually getting to a point where they're being crazy about deposits. I don't understand it. The deposit that they took from me, and then they want to wait 10 days to give it back. Well, I'm on the road. I need that money. So, I have until Friday until I get paid again. And so, with that being said, it is what it is. So I got lucky. Everything worked out for me. And, it looks like I'm going to be happy and safe and all this other stuff. Now, as you see here, I am eating some of, where is it? I am eating this right here, creamy flavored chicken and rice. This is from from Mike Patriot Supply. As you see, this is 2/3 cup. This is what it boils into. Now, I will tell you that it does stick to the thing. You're not going to be able to get away from it. Second time I've done this, and this time I knew what I was doing a lot better, and still had an issue. So, I'm going to have to clean up some messes here before I go to bed because I don't want any bears in here and I don't want them in my food. So as you see, I'm under a canopy right now. And here, let me flip the camera around here real quick. Okay, so as you see, there's the water. And normally they don't have water at these places. So the fact that they actually do have water here, I tried to boil it and filter it, and it just didn't work. It was just that dirty. And then as you see over here, I've got a fire pit there behind the post. And then there's something I think it's either for a shower if you want to do like a bag shower, or if you need to hang a lantern for the night. But there's plenty of places, and there's a whole canopy here to sleep around. And that is what I find really interesting. Some things that I saw here. Sorry guys, I am a little tired. My brain is not working great. I will try and edit this as best as possible. The deposits, I talked to a guy last night and we were talking about losing our business because he was a framer. He had his own construction business. He was doing just fine. And then I guess January of this year, he ended up losing not only his business, but his house and some other things. And now he's back out working. And one of the things that really struck me about what he said was that I haven't given up yet. That is going to be a common theme from a lot of people right now, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be giving up. As a business owner, and him and I even talked about it, it's like going and getting that job, it's hard, isn't it? He's like, yeah, because you're so used to calling the shots, doing your own thing, and being able to rely on your own skills. And then when you have the ruckus being created by the federal government that's being created through crazy leadership. Everybody else is stuck paying the price, and these guys get to sit there and go around and give sound bites. And it's really not fair to the average individual that your politicians and your leaders are attacking you. But this guy here, he just says, hey, I haven't given up. He's working. He was actually telling me about the St. Johns River being flooded and stuff like that. I got to go over the St. Johns River. And yeah, it was flooded. There was a lot of flooded areas. I couldn't be on the trail very much because of, there's still some cleanup going on. But the main thing, the major things have been done already, at least outside of where the eye was of the storm. And then as soon as I got on the trail this morning, because luckily my hotel was like not even 2 miles from the trail, uh, what ended up happening there is I ended up seeing an old guy, and he was sleeping on a bench because they have benches along the way, so you could stop and rest and do your trash or whatever, because either cycling or walking, or even hiking. And anyways, I saw this old guy there. He was sleeping on his backpack, and I mean, either this guy is recently homeless because he didn't look really ran down like you see the average person ran down after they've been out on the streets for a while. You know, he still had his weight to him. He still had other things to him. And so that was one thing that I noticed, and it kind of made me feel a little sad. I'm like, I hope this guy isn't homeless. I hope he's just on a rail trail, and he just thought he would take, some minimal things. Or that guy really doesn't have much and he's lucky that he has a bike. Either way. I will tell you that the rail trails are safer. If you are out and you need to sleep, I mean, sleeping on a bench on a rail trail is much safer than sleeping on a bench in a park, because not very many people go on the rail trails unless they're walking, running, or cycling, and most of your hobos don't even really go on there. And if they do, it's just in like small little sections. You don't really see them in like when you get up into like around Lake Mary Boulevard, you'll see some homeless that are on the trail, but for the most part, they're not. So I would consider it semi-safe. Now, if you're a female, the rules are different for you. Me being a male, there's less worries that I have, but you being a female, if you are a female, because I know I have like 25% of my listeners are females, you need to really take security a lot more serious than I as a guy do. All I have to worry about is if somebody wants to rob me in the middle of the night. I don't have to worry about being assaulted in various ways that are just absolutely heinous. So this is something that you as an individual, if you are a female, you really need to take into account and really plan out your security. Either that or make sure that you have somebody with you when you're on the road. And let's see, what else? Okay. What else? The trail was good. The weather was good. I really, really worked on, I mean, I dropped my speed by about 30 to 40% just to make sure that I would be able to keep my stamina up and my stamina going. And I will tell you that my biggest problem, and maybe you guys can offer me some suggestions, but when you get to going, it is really hard to eat. Even last night, I had to sit there and nibble for hours just to feed myself, and I'm hungry the whole time. It's just my stomach, it just doesn't want it. And I've had this issue for years, ever since I had an allergic reaction to medication. It's one of the primary reasons, other than my anxiety, in which I smoke weed, but on the trail, I decided not to bring any with me. Maybe when I either get to St. Augustine or I get to Smyrna Beach, I might see if I can score me like a dime bag or something like that, just so that I can sit for a couple of days, rest, and get my food going, because I'm burning. I have to eat about 5,000 calories for every day that I am out on the road. Not when I'm being idle, but when I'm actually on the bike and I'm traveling, because I've got about 50 pounds worth of gear, a 30-pound bike. So we're looking at anywhere from like 70 to 80 pounds that I'm pushing on top of my weight, which is another like 260 pounds. So if you guys remember, and if you guys have been watching since I first started, the first time I went out, I think I was at like 278. and when I left yesterday, I was at 260. I probably lost a couple pounds already, just through the amount of energy that I'm burning. I am kind of glad that I am a little heavy set, just because it gives me that cushion that I would have not had otherwise, and it is really kind of pushing me to my limits as far as like what I can handle. I mean, I'm trying to eat here. Hold on. I might even cook the rice all the way through. Oh well. Mm. Um, but I mean, I'm trying to make sure, I mean, let's see, the calories I get here is 500. And 500 calories for one meal, that's great if you're walking, but, or if you're in a stationary place, but, I would have to eat 10 meals a day. I would have to eat 10 meals a day just to be able to keep my calorie count to where I'm staying even, with everything that I burn. And I'm telling you, I ate a lot today. Well, I tried to eat a lot. So I ate a Quest bar, which had 20 grams of protein and all this other stuff. So I started off my day with that. About maybe an hour and a half later, I stopped at McDonald's. I had a sausage biscuit, and what I like to do is I like to eat the patty and then put butter and jelly on my biscuits and eat those. Because it just the strawberry jelly, it offers nutrients that you're not getting from everything else. It's a way to make it healthy and tasty for you, so that you make sure that you're getting the nutrients. And I think that that's my primary focus. As normally I usually go after protein just to keep me full, but I don't nearly spend as much energy as I've been spending the last couple of days. So I'm going to have to really kind of throw the protein aside and focus more on nutrients and nutrient-rich stuff. And I mean, I'm trying, but you got to realize that my stomach, it does not. My stomach is very sensitive. It rejects most of the food that I eat. Like after I got done eating that sausage biscuit, if it wasn't for the fact that I sat down and had a cigarette, my stomach was still upset. But after I had the cigarette, for some reason, it settled my stomach enough to where I was able to let out some of the air bubbles and just kind of get on the road and get going. And that was really, really good as well. Uh, you know, it, Other than the trip though, I mean, it's been a heck of a trip. There's been some pretty stuff. Um, so, I mean, you guys saw it at the intro in the beginning, all the pre-footage I took before this. So anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you found some nuggets and some things that were valuable to you. Tomorrow, I've got about 30 more miles to go to New Smyrna Beach, so I should be there tomorrow, or at the bare minimum on the outskirts. One thing I'm making sure to do is I'm making sure to get plenty of sleep, and I'll get my sleep next to my nutrients. My sleep is the next most important thing to me, and then hydration, of course. And the thing is staying hydrated. I mean, I've gone through like 4 of these bottles, and I'm still like it's so concentrated when I go to the bathroom, when I go pee, that it like literally burns coming out, and there's very little, but it's like so golden yellow. It's crazy. And I mean, I'm drinking and drinking and drinking. I've been staying in the shade. I really didn't get exposed to the sun as much as I did yesterday because I was out on the trails, and the places that it was pretty shady. And it's been overcast all day. I think the high today was supposed to be 78. It's going to be down like in the 50 something tonight, which is that's going to be really fun. So the extremes, but my normal sleep schedule is when it gets dark around 7:30, 8 o'clock. I will be laying down in bed. I'll probably end up falling asleep around 9 or 10. I'll get up between like 7 and 8, and then I'll be out the door by 9. So, I mean, that's my typical schedule. I need to make sure that I get plenty of sleep and that I'm plenty rested, on top of the food and the water. And I will tell you that if you guys ever plan on doing traveling, like this, it is really, really important to make sure that you keep your energy levels up. Otherwise, you will pay for it later in the day, and then it's gonna play out in other ways going forward. So, all right, guys, like, subscribe, share, leave me a comment. By the way, I do have a tip jar down in the bottom. If you'd like to leave a tip, if you find any of this content valuable, it's just a way for me to be able to pay for some of the supplies and stuff that I need as I'm traveling. I mean, I do look for work when I get into places. I'm going to be looking for something to do when I get into New Smyrna. We're going to see if that pans out, and maybe even St. Augustine, just to make some money. Just because, I mean, in some ways I need it, in other ways I don't, because I'm learning how to go back to living for zero. So anyways, guys, tip jar's down on the bottom. Affiliate links are down on the bottom if you want to know anything about my gear. And one thing I want to say about the gear before I completely let you go. Sorry, guys. The gear is, uh, as frustrated as I get with my gear, when you're on a budget and you don't have a lot of money and you want stuff that's going to work for you and that's going to be good, there's quite a bit of stuff that you can get off of Amazon. But other things you're going to have to go to specialty retailers, like if you want a bike, But if you want, if you want a cook set, I mean, it works. If you want saddlebags, it works. If you want other things, it works. But some things you just can't get off Walmart, or Amazon. So if you do look down in the description, the stuff that's down there, I will tell you it works for me. But if you're looking for high-end gear, this ain't it. This is for those that are on a budget that need to be able to ensure survival. All right, guys. See you in the next episode.